Afternoon, all. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Of course, we got, a couple things popping. Couple things popping today. What do they say? Got a couple things popping today. Hold up, I just realized that my tray, there we go. Bam. I realized that my tray was sitting on top of my charger cord. Unacceptable, folks. Hey, Andre. Good afternoon, Danielle. I like that name. Oh shit! I done unplugged the whole damn thing in my quest to pick up the charger. I'm doing the wrong thing right now this afternoon. All right, folks. So we got quite a bit to go over this afternoon. All the way down to to President Trump decided to release HIPAA information on other people. Yeah, the president is telling other people's health and information. Hold on, I want to switch to a different picture for now. Hold on. I know where I'm gonna go. I had this earlier and I never used it. And I'll go ahead and start there. Y'all see? It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's little Marco flying around in the sky in two big ass shoes. Ciao. Now everybody will try to act like it never happened. No. This, that, and the other. But we all know the truth, do we not? Yes, we do. All right, so let's talk about some of the goings on that has happened today. So apparently, I'm reading reports, right? There's been a split in the White House. Okay, y'all? There's been a split in the White House. Apparently. Hold on, let me go to the article. Let me see. Hold on. Yeah, hold on, y'all. I got to remove the payment option on it because I'm like, these companies, they claim they want to give you news, but you have to pay for all of it, right? And then the articles are written by AI. Well, I'm not going to pay for that, right? You want me to pay for access to stuff? How about you have real writers write those articles? When you stop leaning on AI to do it, then maybe I'll think about paying. But I'm not going to pay for news from websites with news written by computers because I can do that myself. I don't need that. There's no value in that. All of us have access to AI. So if we wanted to write AI news articles, we could easily do that without the help of any of these companies. We don't need these companies to come up with AI laden news. You know what I mean? I'm over that. I'm tired of seeing that. These companies, they want our money, but they don't even want to keep people gainfully employed. Hey, Lilac, good afternoon to you, beautiful. Yeah, they don't even want to keep people gainfully employed. So I'm like, if you don't write, if people aren't writing those news stories, I don't have a desire to have access to your news. So apparently there are some senior White House officials that are having buyer's remorse over this Iran war. No, what they did was they walked the president all the way up to the brink, and all it took was for Trump to just dive off because that's what he do. You like that meme, September? I like it too. I thought it was pretty cool. Superman. I'm never gonna look at Superman the same way again, all because of Marco Rubio. So they say now that they have a fracture in the White House because the realization has set in that President Trump was high on his own supply. This is from the article I'm reading. When he launched attacks on Iran. You like that background pic, Shadow? I do. I like it. I had to throw this one up here. I forgot I had it, but I had to throw it up here. Superman. What they say, wanna be you. That's how I feel from. So now when I sing that song, that Soulja Boy song, I'm gonna say, Superman, that why me you? Why me you? That's what I'm gonna do now. I'm never saying Superman again. From this point forward, it's Superman. And every time the little face on it gonna be Lil Marco. Every fucking time. So apparently, like I said, there's a fracture in the side of the Trump's inner circle, because now we're on week 3 of this war with Iran, right? Oh, his promises are all lies. I'm going to tell you what's happening, though. The runway has run out on the lies. See, Trump lied about America's strength and how we didn't need allies. Remember last year? Oh, we don't need allies. We got this. We don't need these people. Fast forward to now, Trump is like, they need to help us. Who is they? Who is they? They don't need to help us. Trump said we didn't need them. And my question that I'm asking is, where is the Board of Peace? Where are those countries? Why are you not asking Board of Peace? Shouldn't you ask them before you ask NATO? Because Trump said he was pulling us out of NATO. He said NATO was weak. So why ask NATO countries? Where are those Board of Peace countries? Oh, I know it was a money laundering scheme. But hey, isn't it? Don't the American people, don't we deserve to know? I thought these countries that joined us on the Board of Peace, they were there for a reason besides sucking up to the president. So what did we get for it? Because it cost us $10 billion. Remember, they took $10 billion of our taxpayer dollars to put in that shit. I told y'all, and I've been pretty good with these guesses, right? I'm telling you, this is my guess. This is my calculated guess based upon things I've seen. Trump is stealing our money like crazy, and the goal is to become the richest man in the world. He's not interested in being on the list if he can't be number one. Don't be surprised if all of a sudden you hear your president is worth $80 billion and you like, the fuck did that happen? He stole your money. So now we have 13 soldiers have died. 1,400 Iranians have also died. And still no plan. Trump just thought it would be easy. Like he thinks everything is easy. Because it's easy to lie to Americans. It's easy to sell promises that you never intend to make good on. You know what's not easy? Diplomacy. That shit is hard. That shit is hard. And now that America already, they stopped their peace talks with Iran and decided to get physical, then what incentive does Iran have to come back to the table? None. Because it ruins our reputation. It's America's reputation on the world stage that's ruined. Everybody already knows who Iran is. It's us. Our reputations are ruined. I want to show you something. In case if you haven't seen this today, let me find it. I'm going to make it bigger so you can read it real quick, okay? I'm going to move it right over my face. Look, let's look at this. So you got Trump asked the world to join a multinational naval coalition to keep the Strait of Hormuz open, right? And this is where we are. Italy, no. Spain, no. Japan, no. France, they ain't gonna do it. They say hesitant. They not doing it either. Norway, no. Canada, no. Australia, no. Germany, no. China, no response because they not helping. We already know that. UK, no commitment. They're not going to help. Netherlands, they ain't even responding. Remember, he said he would take us. So why the fuck? I mean, take Netherlands. So why the fuck would they help? And in South Korea, no confirmation. Looks like Trump succeeded in what he wanted. He wanted to isolate us from the world. He did that. Nobody's going to come save America from itself. Nobody. Nobody. Why would anybody come to do that? There's nothing in it for them. It's nothing in it for them. This is why I say, hey, Miss Anita, this is why I say, don't write checks with your mouth that your ass can't cash. That's why I say that. They say key officials in the Trump administration had not been fully on board with Trump's plans before the president overruled all of them and said, no, I'm doing it anyway, and did it. And they said Trump ended up saying, I just want to do it. See? Because he thought it would be easy. Hey, Kevin, Trump thought it would be easy. He was wrong. He was wrong. They say that the president had grown dangerously overconfident on the back of what looked like a string of quick wins. Last summer's strikes in Iran and January's capture of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro. But Iran ain't Venezuela. Again, this is what it's like when you really didn't do nothing, but in your mind you think you did a whole lot until you meet that big bad bully that's like, oh, I've been waiting on you. I've been waiting on you. Let's do it. You know, y'all ever been in a situation where you're dealing with somebody or you know somebody that they're the type of person that their mindset is on site. Every time I see this person, it's on site. It's me and them. Think of America and Iran like that, right? Where America was running their mouth. Yeah, as soon as I see Iran, it's on site. It's on site. It's on site. Then they saw them and then they decided to get gully. And Iran say, oh, I've been waiting for you. I've been training for you because you've been talking about me. You had my name in your mouth for a long time. I've been waiting for this. Let's fight. And now we're getting to a point saying, ain't nobody going to help us fight. Ain't nobody going to help us. And everybody else like, we didn't even want to fight. That was you who jumped out there. We already told you how they were, but you jumped out there anyway. Too bad. You say, how long have I hated America? As long as your neck has been thick. So how long? Damn, it got real quiet all of a sudden. I wonder why. He's sitting on the other side of that keyboard like, and I, exactly. He shut it right on down after that. I keep telling y'all, I'm not like the other ones. I keep telling y'all, don't come on my live, okay? Because I match y'all energy, see? I'm just like, listen, I keep telling conservatives, I'm more conservative than y'all when it comes to the fucking clapbacks. Like y'all said, fuck everybody feelings. I agree. But don't start no won't be none. Okay? He got real quiet. He like, what? Wait a damn minute. When I saw that avatar, I'm like, oh, this is easy. This is easy. This is nothing. What the Fuji say? I can do what you do easy. That's how it was. I'm like, damn, that was nothing. Oh, look, so I blocked his account. So now he came back on a female account. Now he's Namaya. Her neck ain't thick, but her face is long. It's Mac tonight. Block, bitch. Boo, bitch, bye. I tell y'all, I got time enough for y'all. You didn't think I saw you, girl. I saw you. Should have stayed quiet. Should have stayed quiet. Hey, Park P. Oh, I be catching them. I see another one. I'm just chilling real quick because I'm waiting for them to step out there. I'm waiting for them to step out there. Yeah, now Trump wants a coalition, and all the other countries are like, who? They out here on their Kiki Palmer. I've never seen that country a day before in my life. Like, what you want from me? Because I'm not giving you nothing. I'm not giving you nothing. You know why Trump wants help? Because he's stuck. He's stuck. You'd want help too if you done started a war in the Middle East and you don't know how you're going to get out of it. He started that war and doesn't know how to get out of it. And y'all have seen the news that the FCC chairman has been threatening news organizations, telling them they don't like how they're reporting on the war, and if they don't fix how they talk about it, they're going to take their broadcasting license. So now we're talking straight state-controlled media. I keep telling y'all, Trump not a bully. Trump a fake bully. Yep. Trump a fake bully. Another reason why the NFL didn't want Trump as a team owner, because he sucks at managing things. They knew that already. He sucks at managing things. Blake, you know what's better? You know what's probably... no. Blake. I'm going to go ahead and let you go because I know you're an incel. I can tell by your shoulders and your chin. Blocked. I don't understand guys with real effeminate looks and then they be all mad. They be all mad. Look, all of the maggots is coming in. Oh, please, to the door you went. Blocked. I ain't like how you spell please. Blocked. I love to block. Blocking is a sport. You know that song stunting is a habit. I changed it. Blocking is a habit. That's me. I don't need no new friends. So I don't mind blocking y'all. I don't need the engagement. I thank you for it. Right. It's all these side teeth missing bandits coming up in here. It's because they see this. That's what it is. They are mad. I'm telling you, it's a lot of Trumpers right now trying to make sense of the nonsensical. Like, how do we keep supporting this guy? And everything he told us we were going to get, we ain't getting. Thank you, Anthony. This is a MAGA block party, and I hope you're still recovering and feeling well. Are you home now, or are you still in the hospital recovering? I know you were moved from ICU, but like, are you better? Are you at home now with your recovery? Okay, did y'all see the press conference today? Oh, you're home now? Awesome. Awesome, Anthony. I'm so glad to hear that. It's nothing like healing. Continue, though, to heal. Don't assume because you home that you ain't got to still heal. Don't forget, okay? Now, did y'all see that press conference today where Trump... I tell you, this guy's the gift that keeps on giving. Where Donald Trump exposed that a Republican been fighting a terminal diagnosis, just threw the man under the bus and told his business. So they were doing a press conference day. Him and Mike Johnson, Susie Wiles, they were all a part at this, he had this press conference today, right? His cabinet. Well, Trump being the old man, you can't tell an old man shit. Because when an old guy is insecurity trying to show off, okay, let me tell y'all this. What do old people love to do? What do they love to do? Tell other people business, right? So that's exactly what he did today. One of the things was he revealed the terminal diagnosis about Representative Neil Dunn out of Florida. Said he would be dead by June if it wasn't for Trump. Now keep in mind, this was not public information. Nobody knew this outside of like Mike Johnson, the guy in question, and then they told the president. You might as well write it in a public restroom stall. Because Trump can't hold water. You understand? He can't hold water. We know this. He wears a diaper. Okay? I don't know why they keep telling this man shit and expecting him to stay quiet. He's not. So that's the first thing he did. Then, hold up. Now, I told y'all he told that man's terminal diagnosis. That was after he had also revealed that Susie Wiles, his person in the White House that helps him, revealed that she has early detection breast cancer. So he was just telling everybody business. He didn't give a fuck. He just telling everybody's business. Anything not to talk about them Epstein files or this fucking Iran war. No, they didn't want sympathy, Gina. That was the thing. The people in question never said nothing. Trump knew and Trump blurted it out. After Trump had told about the representative having the terminal illness, Mike Johnson literally said right after that, well, that wasn't public information. Nobody knew. But they told Papa. I tell you, sometimes I love Trump. Hey, Trail. Sometimes I love Donald Trump because he can't keep his fucking mouth shut. How can you not like the guy? How can you not like the guy? He can't keep his fucking mouth shut. He is the gift that keeps on giving. That's why I'm just like, yo, he does need a moderator. You can't talk about shit around Donald Trump. Say, for example, look. Say you lactose intolerant and the night before you went to Cold Stone. Right? Trump every day, Lilac, just telling business every day. You went to Cold Stone the night before and you went in. And you come into the White House the next day, you said, man, I am over here. My stomach is doing topsy-turvies, baby. I'm over here. It literally feels like nirvana in my stomach. And a little bit of my ass too. Guaranteed, Trump gonna come right out there at the press conference. I have a White House staffer who's lactose intolerant, and she told us how her tummy is playing nirvana. Thank you, Gina. I appreciate all of you. Thank y'all so much. Man. And the staffer would just be like, he can't hold his own water and shit. So why you think he ain't gonna tell your business too? Why? Chill. I would say that I'm surprised, but nothing surprises me at all. Nothing. These people, man. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something that affects all of us. Not just the fact that I made that story about myself, because me and dairy don't do it, but I did have ice cream this week. I was like, fuck it. Listen, a federal judge has blocked RFK Jr.'s changes to the childhood vaccine schedule. So somebody sued, and a major medical organization sued, including the American Academy of Pediatrics. Sensible folks sued. So a federal judge today in Massachusetts blocked RFK's overhaul to the childhood vaccine schedule. Okay? Sure did. All right? And y'all know in January of last year, the Kennedy and the Centers for Disease Control, they made changes reducing the recommended number from 18 to 11. Right? The change dropped recommendations that all babies should be protected against hepatitis A and B, RSV, Dengue, I think I'm saying that right, and 2 types of bacterial meningitis. Well, more than 200 groups sued, including the March of Dimes and the Autism Science Foundation. Yep, because they all said they were going to disregard the changes and follow the AAP's immunization schedule. So the judge not only blocked that change to the schedule, the judge also put a hold on the new members Kennedy has appointed to the CDC Vaccine Advisory Committee. Yep. He's been appointing people since June of last year. Judge put a hold on that shit. Said, we're going to stop all that nonsense. I don't listen to RFK tell me nothing about my health and safety because I assume it's that brain worm that's talking, not him. Y'all remember Men in Black? And remember in the beginning of Men in Black, that bug killed the dude at the diner, and then they took his body to the morgue, and then the little head opened up, and that little thing was in there sitting in the chair, and he was like, "Peace is on Orion's," and Will was like, "Belt," and he was like. That's the thing. That's kind of like what's in RFK's head. I'm not listening to him. The one in his head ain't got no sense. I'm not listening to that shit. I'm going to do what I got to do to protect myself. And y'all should too. See, I grew up during a time where they didn't play around with this type of shit. You couldn't even go to school if you ain't had your papers in order. They wouldn't even let your ass in the building. And now we just willy-nilly letting kids into school without the proper paperwork and vaccine. That's ridiculousness. Keep your germy ass fucking kids at home. If you feel like you don't want to follow the rules of the public school system, homeschool your child. Keep them in the house with them germs. You do that. But everybody else, what about our freedom? See, this is the thing that people don't call them out on because they talk about my freedom. I got a right not to vaccinate. Well, I got a right not to have to suck in and invest your fucking germs. You know why? Because most people are fucking mouth breathers. Most people are mouth breathers. So why should you have to taste their germs because they want to be free? Well, I want to be free too. I want to be free too. Like the fuck? So the panel was scheduled to meet Wednesday and Thursday, and the judge's decision has stopped the meeting from happening. And HHS has confirmed the meeting has been postponed. The ruling also stayed any of the votes Kennedy's ACIP has taken since June. So any votes that have been taken by this committee have also been stayed. So any changes that they wanted to put in place, no, we're not having that. We're not having that. They say including a vote to no longer recommend the hepatitis B vaccine for all newborns. We're not listening to that. We're not listening to that. So let me tell y'all how our RFK press conference will go about this. Hold on. I'm going to come back as RFK. Well, the judge. I can't even keep doing that because it hurts my throat. I can't. I can't. I can't. I can't. Mm-mm. I've said everything I could say as RFK. But that's exactly how it would go. He would come out, accuse the judge of all these things. Head be shaking like crazy while he trying to talk. Because the worm is, you know why his head is shaking? Because the worm in there saying, shut up, shut up, shut up. But he want to talk. So that's why the head be shaking like that. Fuck out of here. So at least we know for right now, the ruling has reestablished, according to the article, it's reestablished a degree of clarity about childhood vaccinations. So if anybody has questions, you need to follow the schedule that we've always been following, not what RFK Jr. said. Boom. This is one of those times I'm glad that I live in a blue state, because I'm sure red states are like, no, we're listening to RFK. I'm just glad I don't live in those states. They can go right ahead and listen to all that shit if they want to. I don't have no desire to do it. No, I haven't seen the RFK sleep paralysis demon TikToks. I'm going to look that up afterwards. Yesy, beloved. Don't nobody care. You need to take that little rat-ass dog out of that cage in your avatar before we report your ass for animal cruelty. Blocked. Take your husband out that cage. Now RFK is chopped cheese. Now I ain't gonna want chopped cheese no more. Don't say that. I want it to be something good. You know, something I don't even eat. Yeah, RFK is liver. I don't like liver. Yeah, we can say that. Now, just so y'all know, in June, Kennedy fired all 17 members of the original panel and replaced them with his own appointees, many of whom were critical of vaccines. Remember, RFK Jr. has no medical training, does not have a medical degree. He doesn't have any credentials to make these level of changes. Period. But remember, Trump told you he has his best and brightest. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm just glad that a judge. Listen, it's a lot of things about that first wife, Arabesque. But Kennedys have been known to take out a few women's. I'll say it like that. He ain't the only one. He ain't the only one. That's for sure. I also want to remind y'all, don't forget the newest episode of the Straight No Chaser podcast will be Wednesday at 7 p.m. This week's episode is Grow the Fuck Up. That's what it's called. Grow the fuck up. Okay? Where I talk about adulting and life and how a lot of times you have to do shit you don't want to do, but you got to do. Because you're an adult. How sometimes you outgrow people, places, and things because you're an adult. So we're going to go in detail in that. I can't wait to have this discussion. I can't wait. Because I think a lot of times, and especially in politics, we realize a lot of people haven't grown the fuck up. You say you feel like you need to hear that? Listen, sometimes we have to hear that. Grow the fuck up. Let that go. Why are you still hanging on to that shit? Grow the fuck up. It's time for you to start handling that particular business. Sometimes I tell myself that all the time. So that's why I was like, I think that this will be a good episode this week. So listen to it. Those of you who are members of Patreon, I will be sure to have the episode up for you tomorrow because you get it early. And everybody else, you'll see it on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Yeah, you have to respect folks' boundaries, but also growing the fuck up means knowing how to communicate your boundaries effectively. And then implementing consequences when folks cross the line on your fucking boundaries. Because see, a lot of times people have a hard time advocating for themselves, saying this is a boundary. If you cross this line, this is the consequence. But sometimes you got to do that. Because if you don't do it, my mama always said you teach people how to treat you. Right? You teach them how to treat you. So if you allow anything happens. If you got clear boundaries and you communicate those boundaries and those consequences and you follow through on that shit, there it is, there it go. I say it just like that. There it is, there it go. There it is, there it go. Now, I want to show y'all something. I saw this earlier. I'm going to tell you another reason why the men in America, some men, not all, are crashing the fuck out right now. Look at this update that I saw. Single American women are buying homes in record numbers, surpassing 20 million for the first time in history. Y'all want to know why they want your ass back in the kitchen? Why they really wanted it? See, they wanted to get rid of DEI because of, they don't like all black folks and all these people of color in spaces where they don't want us. But ultimately, it's women, baby. It's women. I saw that, Maribel. It's women. That's really what it's about. So when I saw this story, right? When I saw this story, I said, another crash out moment. Cause see, I'm gonna check something. Okay, so according to research, approximately I didn't even know this. Oh, I'm gonna do a video on this because this is gonna be a problem, right? Approximately 1 in 5 American men aged 25 to 34 live in their parents' home. %20 of American men, which honestly in this economy makes sense. It makes sense. But when you put that on top of women buying fucking homes, that's a problem. That's a problem. That's a problem. Because then when those women come in contact with those men, that ain't gonna go nowhere. Now, let me give y'all a little more key details about men living at home. 20% not bad, but let's dig a little deeper, right? You say it takes 35 plus years for men to mature. I can see that. Problem is they be on the internet isolating themselves all the time. They got to cut that shit out. They're never going to grow like that. Now, age men 25 to 34, about 18 to 20% of the men in this age group live at home. Okay. Then from 18 to 24, 60% of men live with their parents. And a lot of it got spawned on more from the pandemic happening, which makes sense, right? A lot of people lost jobs during that, right? Now they have this term, I ain't never heard this in my life, but apparently they have a term called stay-at-home sons. Y'all ever heard that? I ain't never heard that term before. Stay-at-home sons. You ever heard that? Never heard that. Apparently it's gained traction to describe men in their 20s and 30s who remain at home, sometimes as the result of unemployment or for financial stability. I ain't never heard that. Never heard stay-at-home sons. Says the highest rates for young adults living with parents are in metropolitan areas in California, Florida, and Texas. Yeah, stay-at-home sons sound real sassy. That sound like some bullshit. That sounds like a good ass video. Shit, y'all should talk about it too. It's room for all of us to get in on it. Talk about these stay-at-home sons. And then they say the contributing factors are high rent, low housing inventory, high interest rates, and student loans are primary drivers. They say while 20% of the 25 to 34-year-old live with their parents, the rate is lower. Wow. Women of the same age, only 11 to 15% of them live at home. Talk about it, Mirabelle. Oh my goodness, I didn't know that part. Wow. So only 11, maybe up to 15% of women in that same age group still live at home. I'ma just leave it at that. You say my 33-year-old son has his own house, car, and take. Awesome. Yep, he grown. But I bet you he still call you mommy. Ain't that a beautiful thing to be called mommy? But man, so I didn't know that, but that's a video today I shall be making. Look, Cassie, I was like, look at you like, yeah, that's my baby. I know. Damn, babe, you're right. You're right. But what do I say? It's only room for one. Only one can be a bad bitch. Both can't be a bad bitch. Bad bitches ain't supposed to come with stick and berries. Right? Okay? I stand by that statement. I stand by that statement. Okay? Only one of you can be a bad bitch. I see them online talking about we the prize. I'm like, that's why your ass is still single. That's why you're still single. Yep, say it again. I don't want no scrub. Scrub is the guy that can't get no love from me. That it's not going to get anywhere. But I told y'all one of the reasons why is just bad parenting is a big part of it. That's the honest God truth. I have kids. I have 2 daughters. Bad parenting is a big part of it. Real shit. Real shit. Bad parenting is a big part of it because men, and I'm going to say it and keep on saying it, a lot of men checked out of raising their kids. So when you check out of raising your kids, the world will raise them. Even if the mama's around, mamas can't teach their boys how to be men. They can't. When I see women say, I can teach my boy how to be a man, no, the fuck you cannot. What you can do is how to teach him how to be a woman. You can do that, but you can't teach him how to be a man. What you can teach him how to do is be a responsible person. You can teach him how to communicate. You can teach him things like that, but you cannot teach him how to be a man. When I be seeing women say that, I go, no. It's just like a man can't teach a girl how to be a woman. No. He can teach her what it means if you don't carry yourself as a woman. He can talk to her about how men will receive you when you don't act as a woman, but he cannot teach her how to be a woman. He can teach her to act feminine. But femininity and being a woman don't always go together. I know a lot of women that aren't feminine, but they're still women. This is why I go, everybody got a role to play in society and they need to play that fucking role. And that's real talk. Everybody got a role to play and they need to play that role. What do they say? Play your position. Play your position. Men and women have a very valuable role to play in society. And that's the truth. There are things that you will only learn in the like if you're a girl or a woman, there are things that you'll learn about men that you'll only learn in the company of other women. Because that's the shit that women care about in relation to men. Then there are things that you'll learn about men that you'll only learn from another man. Period. That only your daddy or your uncles or your brothers or either life experience will show you. That's the truth. See, I grew up, I was the only girl. I got 2 brothers. And most of my cousins growing up, most of them, not all, but most of them were boys. So I've always been in a sea of like that kind of energy and seeing certain things and seeing. Listen, and what I know for sure is a woman cannot teach a boy how to be a man. No. She can hook him up with men who can. She can teach him how to be a great person. But manhood is different from being a great person. Real talk. That I have to say that because I think a lot of times I get it. There are a lot of single mothers out here raising their children. I so totally get it. Shout out to you, Queen, for doing that. However, when y'all start talking that crazy shit, talking about I teach my boy how to be a man, I'm like, that's going to be the softest motherfucker ever. He going to be soft as fucking cotton. You know what he going to be? He going to want to be a bad bitch. He going to think he the prize. That's what's going to happen. He going to be real sassy. He going to argue with you with his hands on his hips, moving his little neck and shit. Because that's what his mama used to do. See, if you in the house with daddy too and your daddy catch you doing shit like that and you a little boy, he'll be like, hold on, what the fuck is you doing? We don't argue with girls and women. We don't do that. I'm just saying. I haven't lost focus on the young pregnant women and girls in detention. Because you know what I asked about them girls in detention that's pregnant? Did they get pregnant before they got put in detention? Or did the pregnancy happen after detention? Because we all know who did that. That's what I want to know. But we'll never know the truth behind that until after Trump and them is out of there. That's real shit. That's real shit. You'll never know the truth until Trump and them are out of there. And that's a fact. That's a fact. Trying to see what else I wanted to talk to y'all about. Oh no, honey. I don't want to see that. Oh, I know what I wanted to check today. Let's look at the average cost of gas because we know a barrel of oil is up to $105 today. So I know our gas went up again. Let's see. Oh God, this shit is painful to look at. So today's current average is $3.63 a gallon. What y'all paying right now where y'all live at? You paid $3.49 today. I know I'm not going to get it for $3.49 because mine was $3.49 in my area Saturday and Sunday. And it's no way now. I know it's higher than that now. $6, goddamn. Shit. $3.55, $3.59, $3. Okay, and I'm going to ask y'all again. What is the highest cost that you're willing to pay for per gallon before you say, fuck it? That's it. I'm not buying gas. What's the highest you're willing to go before you say I'm out? I'm just not buying gas. They can have it. Think about it. What is the highest that you're willing to pay before you say that's it? That ain't bad for Sam's Club, $3.55. $10 a gallon you're willing to go? Yeah, he's begging for help. He ain't gonna get none. See, it's hard to beg those people for help when you were racist before. You know what I mean? But what's the highest y'all willing to pay? You say $5, Cindy? Yeah, I'm thinking, honestly, shit, $5. I don't want to pay $5 a gallon for gas. I guess I'm willing to pay $4. And quiet as kept, I'm almost there. Let me tell you, one day I was coming home after dropping my daughter off at work, and I didn't have time to record it. Y'all know how they buy them kids the little tiny motorcycles for the children? Y'all seen those before, right? Them little tiny motorcycles for kids. Let me tell you something. I saw a grown ass man on one of them motherfuckers. Legs all stretched out. You own that thing though. And in the past, I probably would have judged, bruh. I'd have judged him in the past. But now, I ain't judging him. I ain't judging him. I was just mad I ain't had time to take film. Do some video. Because I surely would have put that shit up. I surely would have put it up. But he was on that little tiny thing, and I said, look at this dude, bro. Look at this motherfucker, man. I ain't gonna say what I really said. But I was like, bruh. It was funny, but at the same time, I wasn't even mad at this motherfucker. I wasn't even mad at him. Wasn't even mad at him. I'm gonna tell you something else that's gonna make a surge. Y'all remember those scooter things? They not electrical. It's your feet. You know, it has the handlebar it's like kind of like a skateboard with a handlebar. Them shits. Yep. No, not the hoverboard. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's kind of like a skateboard, but it has the whole handle up. It's kind of like a longer skateboard. I forget what they call them. Yeah, I guess you can call it a scooter, but it's not motorized. The Segways are going to start getting big again. I don't even know. I'm assuming people still use Segways? I used to see people use them from time to time. But people are going to have to get very smart about better ways to get around. Because at these gas prices, in many ways, you're paying to go to work. Yep, Trump did save the bicycle industry. And I'm going to tell you something else. These high-ass gas prices, even though the Trump administration has gone out of their way to mess up electric vehicles folks are sitting over there like, I'm not getting rid of my EV. No incentive to. I'm going to hang on to this thing because in their minds, my EV is still cheaper than buying fucking gas. So they're not going to do it. So the administration is also helping all of those electric vehicle owners to lean into loving their cars even more because they don't give a fuck about the price of gas. Yeah, electricity has increased also, but a lot of folks that own EVs charge at charging locations. So they ain't tripping off of that. I'm just saying, it's like at this point, it's pick your poison. Either you going to have a gasoline powered car or an EV powered car. But it really comes down to picking your poison, to be honest. Real talk. It comes down to picking your poison. Right now, they say the average price for premium gas is $4.49. I ain't never bought a car that took premium gas. Never will either. Now, keep in mind, yesterday, gas was $3.59 a gallon. Today, it's $3.63 a gallon. See? You said your e-bike has an 80-mile range. That's quite a bit of weight. That's quite a ways, Richard. Hey, I ain't mad. I'm going now. We're going to see more people on bikes because they're going to be able to save money. They're going to be able to save money. They say gas prices have spiked 27%. This is one of the largest increases in 30 years. Gas prices up, food prices up, unchecked corruption at every level of government. But people voted for this. 77 million people voted for this. And y'all know who you are. You know who you are. That's just, wow. You know, wow. I just don't, yeah. I, again, I look at all of this and I go, we're here because people wanted a memeable president. Who's the meme now? You say you just bought a car 2 weeks ago and it was $25 to fill up. Now it's $37. Damn, Crystal. I know now you like the fuck. What? Now I want to tell y'all one more thing too. That you know that the administration was trying to come after Jerome Powell. Well, a judge just threw that out too. A judge threw that out too. $40 is my new $20 fill up. Damn. That was with 7-Eleven points. Damn. I'm gonna take my ass to BJ's tomorrow. Because I've been going to these gas stations getting 25 here, 30 there. I need to take my ass to BJ's. I just don't like to fill up at BJ's or Costco on a weekend. It's too crazy. So I'm gonna take my ass to BJ's tomorrow and cry as I fill up my truck. Real shit. I'm gonna cry about it, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna cry about it, but I'm gonna do it. You know? Now I want to tell y'all about one last thing as I'm wrapping up this morning. I said this morning, this afternoon. I want to tell you about how in Florida, judges have been able to decide how women give birth. Like when I say able to decide, they've been able to force people, like force you into a C-section when you didn't want one. And you don't have no say. In Florida, I tell you, Florida is becoming one of the most unfree states in the union. Like you can't do shit in Florida. You can't do nothing in Florida. And that should bother people that a state that claims your freedom and you can do whatever you want, not in Florida. And know why? This is crazy. Fetal personhood laws. How the fetus got more rights than the mama. And Florida has gone further than any other state to guarantee medical freedom. That's what they call it. Okay? They've been bringing tablets to pregnant women when they're in the hospital because they've been going to judges and having hearings when pregnant women are in the hospital. The hospital has been requesting the hearings. And some of these women, when they had their trials, when they're in the hospital, they're on a tablet. The judge is on a tablet. Okay? The women don't have no lawyers. Nobody advocating for them. Nobody. Okay? And one of these women found out when she was in her hospital bed with a nurse there next to her with a tablet, and they're in court with a judge. They found out that the state had filed an emergency petition at the hospital's request, not for the woman, but in the interest of her unborn child. The hospital and the state attorney's office wanted to force this woman to undergo a C-section. The mother, was a professional birthing doula, and she did not want a C-section because she had had 3 prior cesareans and had complications with them, and her recovery was too lengthy. So she had been, communicating this with her doctors and stuff. She told them at the hearing she understood the risk would be less than 2%, but she didn't want to agree to a C-section unless it was an emergency. But instead, the judge got to decide how she would have her baby. Yes, they're being ambushed in the hospital. They say mentally competent patients typically have a right to choose their medical care or refuse it. But there is one notable exception: pregnant patients. Because they say they want to expand medical freedom to fetuses. How do they know what a fetus wants? Are they talking to the fetus? And why is the fetus talking to them and not their own mama? No, her body don't belong to her, Cindy. She's a host. See? She's a host. Wow. They say in Florida and many other states, court-ordered medical procedures are just one of the ways pregnant patients' rights are restricted because of fetal personhood, that a fetus has equal and in some cases more rights than the woman sustaining it. I just find it odd that the same people who want to make sure that food stamps are available, are not available, are the same people who want to say that a fetus has more rights than the woman holding it. I'm just letting y'all folks know, in Florida, be careful. Be careful. I didn't even know they was doing that shit. I didn't even know this was a thing. I'm going to read this article in more detail. I'm going to have to do a video on that one too. That's crazy. Now, as I wrap up this evening, listen, I thank y'all for joining me this evening. I want to show you something that explains the frustration of many. You see that? It says, if people want to know why Gen X is always mad, it's because we had to replace our record collections with a tape collection, and then replace that with a CD collection that we slowly replace with an MP3 collection, and now we need a subscription to listen to fucking music. See, government want to do something. They need to do something about that shit. This is why I don't like streaming services. This is why I'm still hell-bent. And it's also why I don't buy music anymore. If I can't buy that bitch as a CD, a Blu-ray, an LP, like an album, a physical album, I don't want it. They can keep it. I just listen to it on YouTube. Fuck it. Fuck it. Because I don't have a desire to pay for access to music that I never get to own while you tell me I own it. Kind of shit is that? What kind of shit is that? And I agree with you, Tawanda. The men need to stay out of our uterus. I agree. I keep saying when they say small government, ain't no government so small they can be in your uterus. But I miss having something to own. I'm done with this bullshit. The only place I stream music is on YouTube. And no, I don't pay for YouTube. I just watch YouTube regular. Fuck it. I wait through that commercial. That 2 seconds or 5 seconds I gotta wait, then I hit skip. Fuck that shit. But I will not pay. I will not pay. I will not pay. It's the same thing with video games. Same thing with video games. That's why I'm funny about buying games. Why? You don't get to own them anymore. You're paying for access to games. That's what you're paying for. That's what you're paying for. Access to the game. But you don't get to own the fucking game. Man, get the fuck out of here. Yep, movies too. They do it to everything. Because these greedy ass fucking companies, they want to monetize everything. I'm over it. I am a member of the public and I'm all tapped the fuck out. They're not getting no more money from me. Yep, access with no assets. I'm good on that. If I can't own it and physically possess it, where I can do whatever I want to with it, I don't want it. I'm good. They can keep it. They can keep it. I'm good on that. I'm good on that one. But when I saw this today, I said, man, if this don't make clear why we mad, AI is destroying the gaming industry. Yep, they are, because they don't want the gamers to own nothing. They don't want gamers to own shit. So folks, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Gaming going to go back the other way. Give me the game disc. Fuck that shit. Well, I install it and it's mine. If I want to play with other people, I'll invite them over to my house. That's how we socialized. We actually sat all in a room together around one TV with a video game console. We wasn't playing online. Fuck that shit. It's overrated. And quiet as kept, little Jaquarius is not going to get all ghetto and in your face and act all indignant and call you names when he's sitting in your house playing the game. But if he don't know you and he able to be across town and can pop that shit the way he want to, he going to talk all crazy. Enough's enough. Some got to change. No, you don't invite strangers into your home. We used to invite people we knew. We played with the people in our neighborhood. We would invite them into our house. We ain't played with strangers in the past. You feel me? We played with the people we knew. And that's how you became friends with folks. Hey, you play that game? Yeah, I play that game too. Well, let's play it together. Real shit. Well, let's play it together. And I see somebody mention Total Recall. I'm going to tell you what's coming for the future. Matter of fact, let me see if it's already here. At some point, companies are going to start selling us vacation memories. You ain't even been on vacation, but you're going to think you've been there. Real talk. I'm checking something real quick. And there's currently no company that sells vacation memories as a service. But see, I don't get why. Shit, that's a service. The way I see it, people can't afford to go on vacation. But what if you paid a company? Look, I'm giving y'all an idea. What if you paid a company Okay, the person gives you a couple of pictures of themselves, and then you infuse, then you do Photoshop or whatever on the photos and make them look like, they traveled to Mexico. Then you write up something, to help them feel like, like they have something documented. Like, this is me at my hotel. They ain't go to no hotel, but they paid for it. They know it. They know that they never went nowhere, but they just want to look like they went somewhere. People love stunting and shit and pretending. It kind of goes along with the culture, considering when you think about it. I'm just saying, another business idea. I be thinking about stuff. Y'all know I love to come up with ideas. Listen, I love you guys. I thank y'all for being here this afternoon. Don't forget to check out the newest episode of the Straight No Chaser podcast. It's going to come on Wednesday, called Grow the Fuck Up. Okay? Now, those of you who are members of Patreon, you'll get it tomorrow. Okay? You say just put on a VR tour and screenshot. Mandy, these for people who probably can't even afford the VR tour. Catch that part. Or just better yet, certain segments of people going to go, VR what? What's a VR? They wouldn't understand what none of that means. So this is for those people. Thank you so much, Big B123. I like that name. I appreciate it. Listen, I thank y'all for coming through. Look, we got 76,000 likes tonight. Thank you so much for that. We got over 60 shares tonight. You ain't never lied. We can't afford groceries. But you know what? A lot of Americans don't care. That's what's so sad. They just don't fucking care, Thank you so much, Lilac. I appreciate you guys. Listen, let me give y'all, I want to do a shout out to my top 5 gifters. I try to do this every live. Number 1, Miss Beautiful Gina Edwards. Thank you so much, Beautiful, for the galaxy. I appreciate that. Number 2, Miss Beautiful Dumpling. Thank you so much, Beautiful. Number 3, Beautiful Lilac Ash Bear. Thank you so much. Number 4, Beautiful 29-year-old Lie. I love that name. And number 5, Miss Beautiful Cassie B. Thank you, gorgeous. And then a special shout out to beautiful number 6, user 229. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jan. I love you. I love all of you. You say, I meant to tell you I got a bread maker off Facebook Marketplace. Awesome, Scorpio girl. You know what? I need to check it because I want another bread maker, but I don't want to pay full price. So I'm going to go on Facebook Marketplace. See if I can find one. Don't forget on Saturday, y'all, we doing some soul food cooking on Saturday. I told you I'm making that. I've been thinking about this shit ever since I saw the video. I am making that chicken thigh sandwich that I told y'all about, that I saw online. Okay? So I'm making that chicken thigh sandwich, and that thing look like that thing gonna be good with some coleslaw, and it looks like with egg salad as well. I'm trying to figure like all the intricacies out. I'm even going to make some bread, but I'm going to start making the bread before I even get on live. So the only thing we got to do with the bread is throw it in the oven. But I'm going to mix it up and proof it in the bread maker because I'm going to make some of those brioche buns again. Okay? Can't wait. So I'm looking forward to that this Saturday. Okay? Listen, I'll make greens too. Look, I make greens. Look, can I be honest? As a black person, I never make greens same way every time. Sometimes I make them vegetarian-like because I found a bomb-ass vegetarian collard green recipe. No bullshit. I know I'm saying vegetarian collard green recipe and some black folk going, what the fuck? Trust me on this. I found that shit years ago and that shit is bomb. Okay? Listen, so I love you guys. I appreciate you being here. And I want to tell you how I always tell you. Don't let nobody live rent-free in your head, folks. Don't feed any trolls. And you can accomplish anything you put your mind to as long as you stay consistent. Peace, everybody. Have a beautiful and blessed evening.